welcome to another edition of Debatable here on GodIsGate.com. My name is Colm and I'm trying my hardest to get into the mind of an assassin. Since why I have the hood up, my accent might slip into an Italian every now and again, because I want to try and figure out what's the story with yearly releases. Life can be unpredictable sometimes. You can make as many PowerPoint presentations as you want and plan everything to a T, but there are occasions where you're thrown a curveball and you have to deal with it accordingly. There are certainties too, though. I mean, when I was younger and I'd hear the Glen Rowe theme tune bellowing out from the television on a Sunday night, I knew it was time for bed because the school week was right around the corner. No matter how often they tried to call it quits and date other people, Ross and Rachel were destined for each other. And every October or November, a new Assassin's Creed game is released. Last week, Ubisoft confirmed that there would be no Assassin's Creed game this year. In a blog post, the French publisher said, and I quote, "Since the release of Assassin's Creed Unity, we've learned a lot based on your feedback. We've also updated our development processes and recommitted to making Assassin's Creed a premier open-world franchise. We're taking this year to evolve the game mechanics and to make sure we're delivering on the promise of Assassin's Creed, offering unique and memorable gameplay experiences that make history everyone's playground." The Assassin series has been somewhat of a tour de force since the very first game in 2007. We've seen multiple protagonists, we've travelled to many different lands, and we've seen some really strange stuff involving aliens or something. The Assassin's Creed story is very weird and shit. The series has excelled at points like Brotherhood and nosedived into oblivion with Revelations. Assassin's Creed 3 turned many off the hooded hijinks for good, while Black Flag turned some others into big fans. It's been up and down for sure, but you could always guarantee that there would be a new one every single year since AC2 in 2009. 2014 saw Ubisoft release 2 on the same fucking day. While Syndicate was generally regarded as a step in the right direction for the cash cow, the stench of its predecessor, Unity, still lingers. The video game playing public weren't happy with AC's jaunt around France, with many calling it a technical shambles, and for good reason. But you're well up on that. And if not, watch these debatables that I did on him at the time. Yeah! People have been claiming this gives the series some time to breathe and potentially innovate once it comes back. Sony's Shuhei Yoshida even went on record in 2015 stating that he hated series that have yearly entries, so you're not the only one who isn't a fan. Chances are that we'll have a new Assassin's game in 2017, so we don't have to feign excitement for another 12 months, and that's great. Because Annualised Games are terrible, aren't they? Or are they? Every year without fail, we know we'll get a new Madden and a new FIFA from EA, we'll get new WWE and NBA games from 2K, and we'll also be gifted with entries in the Football Manager and PES series from Sega and Konami. With established sports, it's pretty difficult really to reinvent the wheel. As enjoyable as it would be to kick Sepp Blatter's head around a minefield, the next Pro Evolution Soccer will probably revolve around 22 men chasing around a size 5 sphere. Speaking of PES though, last year's installment is regarded by many as the best football game of all time. While we generally know what to expect from annualised sports games, they can still surprise us, regardless of the fact that they come out every single year. Plus, when you see that both FIFA 16 and FIFA 15 were 2 of the top 7 games in 2015 in terms of sales, is it any wonder the publishers are keen to pump out sequel after sequel after sequel in quick succession? But if you think that sports games are sort of the anomaly and can't really be factored into the discussion, there is the gun-wielding elephant in the room holding an AK-47 with his trunk, killing people in the name of America, usually. Since 2003, not one year has passed without a Call of Duty game. A staggering statistic, I think you'll agree. But it wasn't until 07 before people really took notice of the now unstoppable juggernaut. The original Modern Warfare made people lifelong fans of the series, and Modern Warfare 2 cemented Call of Duty as the world's most prominent video game property. Every November we get a new COD, and with it we get detractors hoping for its downfall. I guess everyone loves seeing the big boy being taken down, but like Stephen Hendry did to Jimmy White in the early 90s, Call of Duty keeps swatting away every Titanfall, Homefront and Battlefield that comes its way. Black Ops 3 made Activision $550 million in its opening weekend, but at the same time, it is also sitting on a 79 on OpenCritic and an 81 on Metacritic. They're well-made, good games for the most part. And sure, you see a new Call of Duty on shelves every single year, but with their current 3-developer system, including Treyarch, Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer, each studio is getting 3 years to work on their effort, which gives time to do a little bit more than just fart out a new shooty bang game about war. It's not cut and dry. We've seen powerhouse entities in the video game space suffer because of franchise fatigue, like old school Guitar Hero. We've witnessed the rise and fall harder of Tony Hawk's skateboarding offerings too. Two Activision IPs that brought in an unfathomable amount of cash for the American publisher until they ran them into the ground. So even though their first-person shooter doesn't look like slowing down anytime soon, they are aware of the pitfalls of annualized games. Publishers want to make cold hard cash. It's simple. We're looking for the best gameplay, most engaging stories and breathtaking visuals. They want money. The two don't have to be mutually exclusive, not at all. But for the publisher, it all comes down to how many zeros are at the end of those sales figures. Assassin's Creed Syndicate saw poor first week sales, which was blamed on Unity's poor reception from the general public, which is no doubt a large reason, possibly the only reason, that we're not getting an Assassin's Creed this year. Call of Duty Ghosts was seen as a dip in form for Activision's shooter, but they never wavered from their yearly strategy, and that series doesn't show any signs of faltering monetarily all that much. Syndicate's second week sales were improved on Unity, and we don't really know much more than that, but I can't imagine it being all that stellar if they're putting the brakes on Assassin's Creed 2016. For punters, the occasional break, it's good. Absence can make the heart grow fonder, and come October 2017, the want for more Hidden Blade action could be through the roof, leading to more people content with opening their wallets and even happier suits in the Ubi boardroom. I don't think annualized releases are inherently bad, but I think when it comes to Assassin's Creed, a bit of time in the shadows could be good for everyone involved. And that just about does it for this week's edition of Debatable. I'll be back in 2 weeks' time talking about something else, probably, because if it's just me standing in silence for 10 minutes, whilst it will look amazing, I mean, entertainment value, not terrific. So yeah, come back in 2 weeks' time, you'll see another Debatable. Terrific. But if you enjoy all of the content that we put out on God is a Geek's YouTube channel, which is quite a lot, you can give us some of your hard-earned money. We would genuinely appreciate it. Just head to patreon.com/GodIsGeek. You get early videos, you get an extended podcast, you get your money's worth, basically. It's just $5. You get that stuff. Not too shabby at all. But listen, the most important takeaway of this video is what I'm about to say to you, right? Because if you're sitting there and you're going, this is bullshit, he doesn't know what he's talking about. You need to remember, you need to remember that everything I said on this show and past shows and future shows, well, look, it's just my opinion and my opinion alone. And as always, dear friends, it's debatable.